Hey guys, it's Sarah. All right, March TBR. So March is going to be middle grade March, mostly. I am definitely participating in Middle Grade March, which is a month-long readathon that is hosted by Krista from Books and Jams and Katie from Life Between Words. I'll have both their channels linked down below. And it's just a big push to read middle grade books. And I love it, and it's a perfect time for me because I am literally reading middle grade books for my class project that I'm doing this year. If you have not seen my TBR for that, I will leave that link down below. I did talk about all the books I'm planning to read for my class. I have a lot that I need to read for it, and it's kind of one big project that's due at the end of the semester. So I do plan to make a big dent in these books. For middle grade March is just the perfect excuse to do it. And I am going to just kind of keep track of it and see how I do. So I do have until April 10th probably before I need to have everything read by. So I do still have, the first week or so in April where I can, read one or two. But majority are going to be in March. And then I also have some review books to get to in March as well. So that's going to be March is middle grade and review books, and that's it. So I'm going to show you a little bit of what I have planned, and I'm not going to show you all of my middle grade. I'm going to show you ones that I have buddy read set for, and then a couple that I need to do for other assignments in my same class, but I can also use on my big project. So those are definitely going to be read soon, but enough talk, let's get into it. All right, let's start with the middle grade books. So I only have 4 that I'm going to talk about because these are ones that I either have a buddy read that I'm going to do, or I just know I'm going to do it because I have another assignment that's going to center around it that's due in March. The first one is Who Was Abraham Lincoln? And this one, I'm going to have a discussion post based on this one towards the end of the month. So it's very short. I can sit here and read it in one sitting, no problem. But this is a really good transitional book for kids who are starting to get into chapter books. There's a lot of illustrations in here, but it is a chapter book and it's about a president. And, kids just about always have some sort of president as one of their lessons. And, Abraham Lincoln's a big one for President's Day and all that. So definitely going to read this one. Another one that I'm going to be buddy reading with my friend Berna, and we are going to read Wonder by R.J. Palacio. And this one follows a kid who has a deformity on his face, and he has always been homeschooled, but he decides he wants to go to public school. And he has to deal with integrating into public school when he looks very different from everybody else. I'm sure he's going to deal with bullies and how to handle that. I've heard amazing things about it. I've heard amazing things about the movie adaptation as well. And I know a lot of people who have taught, 4th and 5th grade who have read this to their class and just made it a big lesson. And so I think that's great. And yeah, I'm excited to read it. Another one that I'm going to be buddy reading with Kelly, and I am so excited, and that is Nevermore by Jessica Townsend. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to read this book. I'm so excited. This is the one book on my entire list that I'm the most excited to read. Legitimately. You guys know how much I want to read this book. I've been talking about it for so long, and I'm finally doing it. And I'm definitely excited to read with Kelly. I think it's going to be a fun one to read together. So I can't wait. I can't wait. And the last middle grade that I know for sure I'm going to read in the month of March, there will definitely be more. I just don't know what I'm going to pick up and when. But this one is for another class discussion where we have to read a historical fiction book and talk about it. And I am going to pick The War That Saved My Life by Kimberly Brubaker Bradley. I still cannot say her name. I cannot do it. I don't know why. But this is a historical fiction that follows a young girl who has clubbed feet. And it's set during World War II. And I believe this is following a situation where kids are taken away from like the big cities and everything, and they're taken to live out in the country to protect their lives during the war. I believe that's what's happening. So I've heard amazing things about it, and I'm excited to read it. Okay, so those are the for sure middle grade that will probably be, like first up on my list type things. And then anything else I get to, I'm just going to be pulling from that pile, but I know I will get to a whole lot more. It'll be more mood reading though, like kind of what I feel like reading at the time. But I also have a lot of review books. I kind of went through my review books and made a little bit of a schedule for me to read them within a week and then be able to film the review and then have the review up, the next week type thing. So I kind of had to space everything out and, set a certain number of pages to read in each book a day type thing. And so I tabbed them all off. I took one afternoon and I've organized it. I tabbed them all off. So I'm ready to pick up a book and I have my tabs ready for me. The first one is The Huntress by Kate Quinn. I'm currently reading this. As you can see, I'm more than halfway through and I still have 3 tabs here. So I have 3 more days I'll be reading it. And I'm loving this, you guys. It's so good. This is another historical fiction, World War II, and it follows a woman who has been nicknamed the Huntress, and she was a Nazi fighter in the war, and she did some very horrific things as a woman and as a human being in general. And you see this investigative team trying to find her because they are kind of put themselves in charge of tracking down war criminals. This is after the war has taken place. They're tracking down war criminals to make them pay for their crimes, basically. And you can really tell that they hit a whole lot of speed bumps in this because a lot of people are kind of like, well, the war's already over. What's the point, of punishing people and blah, blah, blah. So they're hitting a lot of roadblocks with that. But their main mission is to find this woman. It's for a very specific reason. And so you're trying to, they're trying to find her basically. And I love it. It also is following different perspectives. There's actually 3 different perspectives in here. So very, very interesting. I'm loving it. I really, really am. So I'm quickly becoming a Kate Quinn fan. The next one I have up on my schedule is House on Fire, and this is by Bonnie Kistler. This does come out in March. It comes out March 12th. I'm hoping if I can stick to my schedule, this will come out. I'll have a review up the week that this is released. So, but this is a domestic thriller, I believe. I don't know if it's a thriller or just a domestic drama. It's something like that. But yeah, I'm excited. I also have on my schedule The Deepest Blue by Sarah Beth Durst. This is a fantasy book and it is set in the same world as the Rinthia trilogy, which is the Queens of Rinthia, which I have the trilogy. I have not read anything though, but I have heard this can be read as a standalone. So you don't have to read those to be able to read and follow this. As you can see, I have my owls here. I use these little owl tabs to mark off my stuff. So I do have these marked off, and when I'm ready to pick it up, I will be excited to read it. And the last one I have is a review book that actually came out in February. So I'm a little bit late on this one, but I will get it done in the month of March. So sorry, it's a little late, but The Afterword by E.K. Johnston. And I got it in the mail and went, oh, it's coming out like tomorrow. So I definitely didn't have time to read it, enough ahead of time of the release date, but I will read it in March. So I do have it already marked off. This is not a very long one either. And I'm excited to see what this one's going to be all about. Okay, guys, that's it. That's all I'm going to talk about. And I'm really definitely planning to get to more. I'm also in the middle of quite a few books right now, so I'll just save those for my wrap up. I won't talk about them quite yet. But yeah, those are my plans, but it's going to be a whole lot of middle grade March. There is also another round of the Buzzword Readathon happening in March. I would love to participate in it if I can. It's really going to depend on how much middle grade I can get read before then, because middle grade and all those books on my project have to be my priority this month, even above the review books, because I'm trying to pass my class, right? And yeah, so middle grade has to definitely be my priority, and I'm going to work in my review books where I can. And that's going to be it as of right now. So I'm excited for March. I'm excited to get to some of these middle grade books. A lot of them have been on my shelves for a long time, and I'm really excited to get to them finally. It's just the perfect excuse to do so. And that's going to be it. So I'm going to get reading because I have a lot to do this month. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know if you have read any of the books I talked about. Which one should I start with? And I will talk to you guys again soon. Let me know down below if you guys are participating in middle grade March, and if you are, what you're excited to read. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye.